All right, guys, it's been a couple of days since I came in onto this platform, Pulse 3D. If you guys didn't see my previous video talking about what it does, how it works, and what are my thoughts on it, go ahead and tune into that previous video. This one's going to be just a little bit of analysis that actually I wanted to take a look at, kind of explain, and then tell you what my strategy is going to be. So I appreciate you tuning in. Let's dig in. All right, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Wave. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the coin balance. So there was a dip here. This was back on the 15th. I got in after this dip, but a lot of people are watching these. When you go onto the Pulse scan and they're looking at these, they see these dips and they see that the token balance is slowly dwindling down here. I personally am not stressing about it at this point. People are going to take profit. My suspicion is there were some people who were paid to promote. They promoted on their YouTube or Telegram or call channels or whatever you want to call it. They promoted the heck out of it. It hit a peak. They said, hey, I'm going to cut my losses and get out. I've already made my profit. I've already done my video. Boom, it drops down. And it's actually been maintaining pretty well here. Granted, yes, it is dwindling, but you also have to wait. You have to wait and see what the developers are doing. I will never blame anybody for getting into a project. I'll never blame anybody for getting out of a project. It is your wallet. It is your bag. You do what you want with it. What I will say is I usually try and go into things that I'm willing to hold, and what I put into it is I'm going to ride or die with it, basically. So I'm going to ride it to the grave. I'm going to ride it to glory. This particular one, I still think it's early. If you actually look, there's about, 61 million tokens in the contract at the moment, or Pulse in the moment. I mean, I know people who have a wallet with that amount of money in it. This is still very, very early. And as we saw the other day when it went 0.02, just with the 300,000 I put in, this thing has massive potential, and this value can shoot exponentially high. You just need some people to talk about it. You need developers to keep developing. You need faith. You need people to know that they can trust these developers. And you need to spread the word. I tell this in every community I'm in. There's always going to be people who FUD it, and there's always going to be people who hype it more than it. Well, you can never hype it more than it should, but bottom line is, don't FUD your own bag. That doesn't really make sense. And right now in the group, nobody's really FUDding bags. I'm not saying this because of what's in the group. I'm more saying it as I've seen, these projects are built and crumbled upon the community. If the developer stops talking in the chat, or if they stop developing, or you start seeing, some of the most diamond hands selling off, then yeah, you should probably worry or maybe get out. I don't see that with this one. And in fact, there's another YouTuber in here. It's under the Bits Away name in Telegram, but he actually has a channel over here. It's Creative Crypto. If you guys haven't watched this channel, definitely tune it in. He's actually the one that kind of turned me onto this project, made me really start looking at it. But one of the things he talked about specifically is how the developers are still developing. They're, and in fact, he actually got in on the what do you call it, like advisory team, I guess you could say. So he's in communication with these developers, and in this video he talks about things that they are building and talking about in the background. Now, I trust Creative Crypto. I don't foresee him somebody that's going to lead me astray. He's the one who brought me into this. Now, does that mean that development is going to lead to Valhalla and your bag mooning? No. But does it mean that you can trust this team and you can hold on to it? And you should have a little bit of confidence in talking about the projects that you're in with people in different groups? Yes. That is kind of where I'm at the moment. So if you actually go in here, I want to say it was about minute 12. Let me get over here. Where is it? Here it is. So he also brought up this particular thing in the chat. This is in his video, but it is from one of the Pulse admin. And in essence, they're saying, hey, we're building the ecosystem. Pulse chain, we're trying to make everybody happy. Developer making a game plan. Has to keep everything secret for now, but I can tell you that Pulse 3D and Pulse 3D tokens, and this is what I like to hear, will be the center of this ecosystem we are building. Holding P3D tokens early will be the most profitable thing you can do. Wish you could say more. Now, is that going to be hype? Of course it is. Is that secretive? Yes. Do you know what they're developing? No. But again, what you need to worry about in this particular case is that they are building. And if they are indeed building and they're going to be utilizing this P3D as a token for a larger ecosystem, whether that be games, whether that be pre-sales, whether that be burning in the future, giveaways, airdrops, you name it, I personally am comfortable where I'm at with this. Anytime I go into a project, I'm always going to put into it what I am willing to lose. Hopefully I can 2, 3, 4, or even 10x it. But in reality, hey, if it goes to dust, it goes to dust. But I will always support the projects I'm in. Because I've been in projects where the developers, it was very well done, great development team, great community, and just for some odd reason, it just doesn't get that pop that other things get, unfortunately. It wasn't from a lack of effort, and it just doesn't come to fruition. And you know what? I will always support them to the end because they gave it their all. And that's how it's going to be here. I'm not going to put anything in here that I am not willing to lose or ride down to dust. So last time I did put a little bit in here, simply to kind of try out and kind of show you a tutorial of how it works. Not a ton of dividends at this point, but there hasn't been a lot of activity either way. Let's go ahead and reinvest these divs, and then, as I said before, as soon as this decides to go here, there we go. As I said before, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to start harvesting out my INC tokens from over here on PulseX. It's generating not a ton amount, but it's generating a decent amount. So I'm going to pull these out, convert it over to Pulse, and we're actually going to add to our position in that P3D contract, because again, I kind of want to be prepared that if they do start doing more marketing, more Telegram calls, more YouTubes, paid promotion, you name it, whatever it is that they're going to be working on, I kind of want a position that I'm going to be able to compound into and kind of ride up, so to speak. So let's jump over here. Let's do INC token. Give it a moment here to, it should be just over 1 once it updates everything here. Camo. In the meantime, again, I will put a link to this in the description of the video, so you guys are more than happy to check it out. The other thing I want to actually mention is Creative Crypto actually just did another video. Well, I don't know if he just did it, but he did a video in essence talking about how to bridge over to Pulse Chain, all that kind of stuff. So if you guys haven't tuned into that, definitely do it. I know a lot of people that follow my channel are probably more on Ethereum and Binance, but Pulse Chain, it's gonna have some fun. Right now, it's a lot of Deegan plays and things, which is totally fine. But if you haven't, and I'll try and do a video myself so you guys can see it as well. So, all right, let's give this a second to load. Let's see what our balance is. So we just exchanged. It was about 90-something thousand. I got 1.1 million in there. Let's get rid of this. Let's come back over here. Let's buy. Let's double up our position at the moment. We'll do 300,000. Let's buy that. Give it a moment here. Here we go. And they actually updated the Telegram as well, so you do know what the price is. I believe it was 10% in, 10% out. So that's why when you put in 300,000, you don't quite get that value down here, but totally fine. So with that being said, reinvested dibs, simple as clicking on that. Just went ahead and doubled up my position on the, let's go ahead and reload this. Doubled up position of what I got in there. Let's wait to harvest some more INC later. I'm going to disconnect this, reconnect it, and then I should see a value. Boom, there it is, up to 52, doubled position, already earning some dividends. Beautiful. All right, guys, that's all I'm going to talk about with Pulse 3D. Thanks for tuning in. I'll put a link in the description below, and I appreciate your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe.